Big Manhattan, welcome one of our own, Jordy Sargent.
Hello everyone, my name is Jordy Sargent. As Phil said, I'm 18 years old and a senior at Manhattan High School and on the Indivisible MHK Governing Board. First of all, I'd like to take a moment to thank every single one of you for being here. Your presence is truly felt and appreciated. I want to talk about a word that has kind of vacated some of our vocabularies this year, including mine, no matter how hard I try sometimes, and that word is hope. As I'm sure you all know, 2025 has been an interesting year. A lot has happened. And I want to emphasize, though, that throughout this year, there have been wins. And some of those wins include, first of all, the biggest one I've noticed, especially at the high school, is dwindled enthusiasm for Donald Trump. People who I know who once supported him are now less enthused about him, and opposition to him is growing. The LA National Guard was deployed, as you know, but what happened after a few weeks of protesting in LA was thousands of them were removed, and there's very little National Guard troops in Los Angeles right now. Another big one from a few weeks ago is with ABC. Donald Trump thought he could pressure the broadcasting companies into taking Jimmy Kimmel off the air, something he's been very vocal about trying to do in the last few years. They did for a few days, but the people spoke and rose up, and those companies realized who had the real power, which were the people. And the biggest one for me, I remember waking up at 4 a.m. on November 5th, 2024, seeing the election results. I'll never forget seeing Wisconsin colored in red. That was shocking. I was terrified that day, and I was terrified because I was worried that people would just roll over and support this guy and just go with whatever he wanted. And true, we are seeing some people in power kind of roll over a little bit, but what we're seeing on the ground is a lot of people rising up, and when he tries to infringe on our rights, more and more people rise up, which is stellar and something that I love about this entire country. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how this can come to an end, and that is when you understand how the authoritative structure works. The authoritative structure relies on compliance. That's how people like Donald Trump stay in power and yield great power over people. I want you to picture it this way. Say you have a table and you're trying to eat off of the table. Just picture that it can be a red table, pink table, whatever you want. Now pretend that two of the legs of that table, two out of the four legs, I don't know, saw a squirrel and ran away. Are you still gonna be able to eat off that table? That is how autocrats stay in power, is they rely on the people propping them up, also known as compliance. So when the people decide not to comply with illegal orders, that weakens their power. And it's also important to note that, as Phil mentioned earlier, Trump's approval rating is drastically underwater, and that is over half of the country. Over half of the country disapproves of his job and would likely not want to comply with those illegal rulings he's trying to impose. And I also want to talk about the 3.5% rule, which really relates to this. Countless studies show that 3.5% of a population actively resisting, like what's going on today, is, when that happens, success is inevitable. And that's just wonderful how such a small percentage of the population can have such an impact on the country. So I want to end with this. I completely acknowledge that things are tough right now, but I truly believe that things will get better, and when they do get better, they will be better than they ever have. That's what history shows, that's what everything has shown us. I see hope in every single one of you out here, and together we can succeed.